So Hack walks out, says, "Follow me, Luno. Stay close." Let's take a look at my side of the world. They get on an elevator. Now, I don't know. I picture the way these elevators would work was I picture maybe these top tier, or would he take his spinner down? I don't know. Would he take his spinner and land it? I would definitely give you a vehicle you can go back to. Let's go 50-50, but with a cast factor of 4, that's only a 35. 42, so no, he doesn't take the spinner. All right, I picture the elevators here. An elevator won't go from the top all the way down to the bottom. I do picture an elevator from way up high will at least come down to the 100th floor. The book talks about 100 floors up is really good living. And I would imagine there's even some kind of checkpoint secure area, whether it's for building security or maintenance or whatever, at that 100th floor. So I picture them getting off there. And then that's where you can actually catch a keyed elevator. It's got to be keyed that will take you to lower floors. And I almost think that those are controlled by like some type of security is what I picture. So he's stunned. I picture an older security guard type guy in like a gray shirt, security shirt, that's kind of surprised. And Hack says, I think he knows him, says, "Joe, run the elevator. Luno and I are going down to the first floor." And Joe's like, "Are you sure, Hack?" "Yeah, Joe, I'm sure." They get on an elevator. This elevator already isn't that nice. It's kind of like a moving elevator. It's got like steel with great padding on it, almost like you would in a service elevator. Hack says, "Don't stop till we hit the first floor. I'll ping you when I want you to come back." Interesting. So Joe wouldn't even stay at the first level. So they take it down. It's dark. It's late. It opens. They're in a lobby that's a world apart. It looks like a lobby that's been converted into, instead of cubicles, it's like living spaces. And as Hack leads his way through, there's some folks laying in these hallways. There's smells of cooking. There's steam. It's like these are cubicles almost that have been turned into residential housing almost. And it's alive. It's active. Does anybody say anything to him? Does anybody say anything to him? I think it's 50-50, meaning 35 or below. 74, no. I think there's some stunned looks and some people that could care less, but nobody says a word. I picture Hack stepping outside. It's raining. It's dark. And Luno pops a little umbrella. Immediately, he's ready. I think most people would be. It's raining all the time. But it definitely keeps Luno high on the visibility scale. What else is going on? Hack's walking around this area. What else happens here? 42, 76, 42, haggle, interesting, haggle, and 76, the mundane. Well, let's keep it right on the umbrella. I think you get like picture yourself almost like a wino, but that's not what this is. It's just someone that's in that state of street living that immediately comes up and offers Luno, like a trade for your umbrella. A trade for your umbrella. He says it twice, and he's like pushing a bottle at him. A dirty old bottle that's wrapped in like brown paper bag. And I think Luno is stunned. I picture bad breath, and Luno says, "Not now, not ever." And what response do we get? Let's go with, is this haggler upset? We'll go with 50-50. That means 35 still. 62. Nope, not upset. Just kind of moves along. So, and where would we be going? I earlier had break for food, and I don't think Hack ate any of that fancy food. So I think what he's taking him for is street food. Yeah, I like it. Picture just like from Blade Runner, the outdoor eatery. And they've got to walk 2 blocks, I picture, to... let's just say, and I'm going to be terrible because I can't remember the name of the noodle place that's in the movie. But, well, would it be 2 blocks with all that going on? So no, it's not going to be the one from the movie. That would be, well, let's ask. Is it the one from the movie? I think this is no way, which means we got to get a 10 or less. 63. So, no, not the one from the movie. But it's a noodle place. And they come up, and Hack, of course, with his connections, but let's check. We know it's a 10 and an 8. Does he know the noodle guy? Well, I think he probably does know the noodle guy. I think he probably knows the noodle guy pretty well. Well enough that he can get a seat right away. Probably this late. Ooh, 10, double. Yeah. So he strolls up and says 2, and Hack gets a seat, and the umbrella closes and comes down by Luno. And he tells Luno, this will be some of the best noodles you've ever had. And Luno says, "You really think so, Hack? You really think so?" I think Hack says, "Yeah. It's not just about the ingredients. A lot of times it's about the atmosphere." I like it. So these are being made. What happens while this is going on? So is there anything that's going on? It's late. I would imagine they stand out. Expose. I like it. 41. Expose. Okay. So that could be a couple things. And 73. 73. Opulence. Oh, yeah. Opulence. Well, if I would say Luno is exposed opulence. I think exposed implies that somebody's taken notice and doesn't like the fancy duds of Luno. Yeah. So I think the question is, would it be someone by themselves? I think it would be highly unlikely. Let's say no way that it's just some lone individual, but let's check. We would need a 10. It's 89. 89 says that's an extreme no. So not only is it not a single person, it's a group. And so a group. So we're talking 3 to 4. I don't think we would have much more than that. 3 to 4. Let's just go with a 6-sided die. It's going to be 3 if it's 1, 2, or 3. It's 1. So we have 3. 3 individuals. We've got some basic street thuggery. And we've got the 2 guys kind of standing in the back, and the one guy basically comes up and says to Luno, I think he just simply says, "I want your jacket." That's it. And what I picture would be the shop owner, who I do picture, much like the movie, to be an Asian gentleman, kind of rapid fire hammering him with, I don't know, Vietnamese. And there's a back and forth, because I am pretty darn sure, I'm 100% sure that the shop owner, the restaurateur, would not want anybody like messing with his customers. I picture he probably even pays some level of protection. Now, whether it's to this person or someone else, either way, you would not be stealing from a customer that's seated at your establishment. So I picture some rapid fire back and forth. Now, Hack has been around. Hack knows if this doesn't go well with the shop owner, there's just no way he's going to have to step in. And I think at this close quarters, he would step in with the sap. So let's first see, is the shop owner, yes or no, able to, his conversation heated back and forth, is he able to scare this guy off? I actually think this is very unlikely that he would be able to scare him off because the guy's bold to just come up and do it in the first place. So, but it's possible the shop owner is able to affect this. At a very unlikely cast factor of 4, we need a 15 or less. 31. So, no, he's not. So Hack has a choice. And he's going to take it. There's no hesitation here. I think the thug starts to come up and take the collar of the jacket as if he's physically made contact with Luno, and he's going to take this black jacket off of him. And as soon as contact's made, that's it. The shop owner hasn't succeeded, and Hack is going to immediately take action. All right, so I wanted to look some things up and make sure. So first of all, Hack's sitting right next to Luno. This guy's grabbing the jacket. The argument and all the aggression's been between the shop owner and the thug. Now, Hack's close enough, and the sap sits in his pocket, that he's going to get an ambush effect. This individual's got both hands on Luno's jacket. He's preparing to strip it down, and the attention focus is not on Hack. So he's going to get a hit, and with the sap, I'm using it as the crushing weapon of like a brass knuckles. Now, normally there would be an observation roll for the thug, but this is going to, it's as easy as boom, and it's over. So I think I will instead do, because I'm not rolling anything up with this thug, I want to give one chance that he might see something coming in the ambush, and I'm going to do it with the mythic die. But I'm going to go under, does he somehow cue in that he's about to take an attack from Hack? And I believe it's impossible. I think he's focused on the jacket, he's focused on the restaurateur, and he has not really even factored in Hack. But that means he has a 5. If I get a 5 or less, he's going to see it coming, and we'll go for an opposed. 22. We're also going to have a random event. I'll do a random event for that after. So let's do a random event after this activity happens. Now, don't forget, even though this first one's not ready, his 2 friends, the other thugs, they're going to see this, and then there will be some chance for reaction there. Again, a sap does not look like a very violent action. It almost just looks like, you're flipping something. So it's not like a crazy even hit with like a stick or anything. It looks a little bit nonchalant almost, but we've got to figure this out. So Hack is not a fighter, which is why he has this. He would normally just be rolling a 2d6s. His strength is D. His close combat skills are D. And then it talks about under the brass knuckles, which is that you do get, requires observation to spot. We're going to do that for the other 2. I'm not sure they're going to even know why their buddy goes down. It almost looks like you're just kind of like knocking around on somebody. This one's going to be a full ambush, though. The damage it will do is 2, so it'll do 2 damage. And then it says normally that it's a strength roll. Well, brass knuckles is a punch with the strength. The sap brings on its own, and how I'm going to play this is that it's actually going to up the strength, in this case, by 2. It really multiplies that. So I'm going to grab one of these from a 6 to a 10-sided die for resolution on this. It's not a strength move at all. It is the kinetic force and the heavy weight lead. So this will not be opposed because it's an ambush and he is not ready. So we're going to see if, there's something, well, what happens? We've got an 8, so we've got the 1 hit. So what a sap does that's so devastating is that when it hits someone in the head, a lot of times it's going to knock them out, or it's going to cause kind of such a bell ringing that they're basically stunned. So this is a hit, and it's not a critical, but it's to the point that you are, it's almost like a concussion happens. I've never actually seen someone that's been hit with a sap. I've seen some folks hit with blunt objects before, though, but a sap is got a really kind of impact when it hits the head. It really transfers that damage. So with the hit, our first thug just collapses. He's, I think, basically going to be incapacitated for, let's just go with, let's ask, how many rounds of, I believe it's going to be 3 rounds of combat, 50-50. We have a 3. So that's an extreme yes. So it's actually, he is, I'm going to go with double that. He's out for 6. So 6 rounds of combat. If it comes up, that will be what will happen. Now, what happens is out of the pocket, pop, the guy lets go of Luno's jacket. He's just, whoop, and he just sags away. But that's only the first one. There's 2 more guys that were behind this fella. And now I think we've got to go with a shock value. This is not what they expected at all. I think we've got to get over a stun factor. So let's see, because he's going to immediately move to strike another one. What would this be? Let's do observation rolls for these guys, and let's just, they're the thuggery. I'm going to go with, let's just roll with let's go with a 6 and an 8-sided die on an observation for them. So under observation, yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. They're not highly intelligent, but I think some streetwise. So thug 1 that's in the back, does he even realize what just happened? So we've got to have a success for them to even be able to now defend themselves against a second attack. We got a 6 and a 3. So thug 2, yes. How about thug 3? Thug 3, no. Thug 3, I'm imagining on the other side, maybe he didn't even see. All he sees is his leader kind of like fall down. So he's still like, what? But thug, the first backup, thug 2, has seen it. So we'll do an opposed roll. Let me get them opposed roll on the second attack, because Hack's going to immediately swing on the other guy, and he sees something coming. He doesn't know if he's punched him or what, but he definitely sees something. And so we'll go with the opposed roll. So Hack has a slight advantage due to the weapon, but the other guy sees it coming. So I want to first see, what does Hack get here? A 1 and a 4, not good at all. This guy's got a 2 and a 6. So Hack's going to have to push this. He can't re-push the 1, which is on his 10-sided die. He will push, and he got a 3. So this guy is ready, and Hack actually is going to take a damage. So what I picture is that guy has seen Hack take the hit, and as Hack goes to swing, I think he punches Hack in the face and gets a shot in on it. I think Hack's now up out of the chair. The Thug 3's still on the other side. I think his down compatriots between them. But the other guy's still got the shot in, but Hack's going to swing his sap again and see if he gets any damage in. Ooh, a 10 and a 5. Now that's good. Can this guy beat it? He got a 6 again. Wow, a 6 and a 6. So they've evened, and there's a deal for a tie. Let me look. All right, ties, no one hits. It's kind of just like they're tussling. Oh, that's, you know what? Hack's going to push that 6. I mean, he would have to get a 6, but we definitely need to overcome this. Hack doesn't have a real clear advantage, except when he lands, because he can get some criticals off of this sap. So he's going to push that roll. Ooh, he got a 6. Ha ha ha! He does it. So I picture the other guy, after he gives him a little right cross and injures Hack a little bit, Hack comes in with that flip again, and they're tussling, and Hack just gets that on him and gets a nice solid hit. And that means he's got 3. Does that come off? How would that work? I still think that's going to be a serious hit, or do we subtract the 2? Let me check. More than your opponent. So I've only rolled 1 more than the opponent, so I've hit him. I'm not going to roll on the critical roll yet, but we're still dealing with this sap, and a sap can break an arm or a collarbone. You can break the jaw, nose easy, but a hit to the head will usually knock them out. I think I'm going to go with that. So he takes his shot, and then he gets one in with that sap, and Thug 2 crumples to the ground. Now I'm curious, has backup seen this disturbance going on? I think it's probably no way at this point in time. It would seem too early, but that's just a 15. 57. So yeah, there's no help coming at this point in time yet. So we've got 2 thugs down. I want to know, does the other thug, it doesn't seem like he's with it too much. Does he take off running? Let's just go with unlikely. That's a 25 or less. 48, no, he does not take off running. So we've got he's seen 2 of his guys go down, but he's not running away. And I think Hack now moves in toward him as well. And still not a lock here. Let's see what Hack gets. Stay on the table. We've got a 6 and an 8. That looks good. 6 and an 8. What does Thug 3 get? A 1 and a 4, and he will not push it. So Hack comes in. Now that is a 2, which will bring it into a critical injury. It's supposed to be the strength, which is only a 6, but that's the die that's moved up to an 8. So I'll actually roll an 8 on this and see where or what damage on the critical roll, or the critical injuries. Crushing 8, he got all the way up to an 8. Now here's what's interesting. We get a broken arm. Actually, that's a 10-sided die, so it could have gone higher. I don't know if we would have had a broken neck. But so 1 would have been teeth knocked out, 2's broken nose, 3's broken fingers, gouged eye, I think I would have re-rolled. But we have a broken arm. So I picture the guy maybe, oh, I got it. He reaches across and grabs Hack, and Hack just goes thump and breaks that arm. Those saps will do that. That's why they're illegal. Don't use these. They're illegal. And he just breaks that arm. The guy shrieks and runs off. Now I do believe 50-50 a squad unit has showed up, but let's see. 44, yes, that would lead toward yet another random event. Yeah, let's just do ×2. We're going to roll for 2 random events when we're done. And what I do think has happened was that this scrap took all of 30 seconds. You're talking the jacket grab, pump, he's asleep. The punch comes in on Hack. Hack gets in his shot, knocks that other fella out. The thug comes across, grabs onto Hack's jacket, boom, and Hack breaks his arm, and that guy takes off. So all of a sudden you hear, like whoop, 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 which is the spinner coming in, and in comes the patrol unit. Hack quickly flashes up his badge, but I believe it's his guy that's his connection anyway, that was kind of in the area in case trouble happened. And there's some rapid fire Vietnamese, Chinese from the restaurateur, and up comes the thugs that are out and handcuffed and into the patrol spinner, and off they go. The crowd kind of noticed for a second, but not too much, and the noodles are served.